Hey, what's up guys? It's me, cyoubx. It's been a really long time. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about. But first, I think we'll unbox this package from Speedcube shop that I got a couple weeks ago. And then I'll talk about some stuff that I've been thinking about since late last year. Alright, so what I have here is a relatively new lube from Speedcube shop. This is the Lunar Lube. And this is just a sampler, and here I have a Volk Power M with me, which is dry currently, except for maybe some there's a little bit of lube left in there, but it's mostly dry, and we're just going to see how this lube performs. In general, it's like super low viscosity. You can actually see the bubbles just float up and down really, really quickly like that, so you can tell it's really thin. The way we're going to lube this is pretty straightforward. We're just going to take a piece out, put some lube on the piece, and then stick it back in, and then work it around and see how that works. So we'll do that. And we will stick it back in. All right. I think I just got a corner twist. I mean, this lube is like instant. Oops. Yeah, I got a corner twist. So I will say that this lube works immediately. It feels a lot like Maru lube, but based on this consistency, it's not water based like Maru lube is. So this will actually stay a lot longer than Maru lube, but I would say the speed that it gives you is fairly comparable. It feels nice. For me personally, I think this is like way too fast, but I think for big cubes, this could actually work really well. Or for puzzles that in general seem to be a little stiff, I think this is actually not a bad lube. One of the things that I like about Speedcube shop is that the lube choices are actually pretty clear. There's really only a few lubes of varying viscosities, and that's really all you need. You don't really need 10 different kinds of lubes in order to get all your puzzles really fast and really smooth. Really, you should just pick a couple of viscosities that work for you and go with it. And I think as a store, it's really their responsibility to be able to provide whatever viscosities are necessary for people, and that's all that's needed. And I think that this Lunar Lube is really nice because of the Cosmic Lubes. I think this is now the thinnest. And I think this is well warranted because I think for really stiff cubes and for cubes that have or puzzles that have a lot of really complicated moving parts, like big cubes, for example, I think it makes a lot of sense to have a really thin lube. So I like it. I think for 3x3 and for my turnstile, this is stupidly fast, and I wouldn't use it for that. But again, I think for big cubes, it does make a lot of sense, or for different puzzles, it could make a lot of sense as well. Also, pro tip, don't make videos while you solve. Anyway, so it's just a quick unboxing of the Lunar Lube, but let's get into actually the meat of this video. So just to cut to the chase, in short, I'm not really that interested in cubing anymore, and I don't think this is like a surprising thing for any of you. I think all of you already knew this because I haven't uploaded all this year, and even last year, by the end I got a little bit flaky, and actually, to be perfectly honest, even before this, in like 2015 and 2016, my uploading definitely declined quite a lot, and frankly, it's because I just haven't really felt a really strong connection with cubing for a really long time. And before you guys all panic and stuff like that, I will say that I think cubing has been probably the most important part of my young adult life. It's played a really crucial role in the people that I've met, the friends that I currently have, the places that I've gone, and the things that I've been able to do. I attribute a lot of that to cubing and by extension this YouTube channel, and that's not something that I'm going to forget or something that I take lightly. That being said, I've thought a lot about this and how I currently feel. And I think the biggest thing for me is that as I've gotten older and as I've sort of experienced different hobbies and other things that I like to do, cubing just hasn't really been as high of a priority for me. When I first started cubing in middle school, which is like 11 years ago or something, I was really into it because first of all, I wanted to learn how to solve it, and then I wanted to be faster and faster at it. And that interest alone, that self-motivation and that drive got me all the way through like sophomore year in college. And that was awesome. I think that was like the peak of my interest in cubing. And then along that segment, I started doing cubing videos on YouTube. And YouTube was another passion of mine. I liked making videos and editing them. So it was sort of a nice thing where I could combine the two hobbies that I really liked. And so there was this sort of nice natural progression, and then I started going to comps and meeting other people, and so all these things sort of culminated and really became a nice ecosystem for me to enjoy all the hobbies that I had at that time. But I would say that near the end of college and starting grad school, I sort of felt this disconnect between cubing and everything else that I did. And I think really the reason for that is because after my last comp in 2013, this was the World Championships in Las Vegas, I essentially achieved my cubing goal. So my real long-term goal since learning how to solve the cube was to be able to solve it in under 12 seconds, or like a 12-second average. Because back then, sub 12 was like a pretty good time. Nowadays, like people have to be like, you know, sub 9 or sub 8, but it's like, you know, sub 12 back then was actually pretty decent, and I would consider myself to actually have been a pretty good cuber back then. But after I got that goal of being sub 12, the only thing that really drove me or motivated me to keep cubing was the people that I interacted with. So a lot of my friends were cubers. I would hang out with them, I would see them, we would cube together, and all of that was really fun, and I really enjoyed that. But especially in the last couple of years in college and moving to grad school, the people I hang out with just don't happen to be cubers these days. I'm not saying that I'm not friends with people, you know, at Berkeley who are cubers, because there's a lot of them and I am friends with them, but when I talk about people that I hang out with on a day-to-day basis, or if you consider like the percentage of my life that I devote to other people, it turns out that I actually don't spend that much time with cubers, and that's just the reality of it. And I think for me, as someone who continued to cube for the social aspect of it, and for the friendship aspect of it, and not so much the speed and the competitive side of it, the people I hang out with actually matter quite a lot. I think if my current cubing goals were to get faster, let's say to, you know, get sub 10 or sub 9, I would be very, very invested in cubing, because there would be something that I could improve on by myself, and it's not determined by my relationships with other people. But in the current state that I'm in, where cubing is largely a social event for me, just because those are not the people I hang out with the most, it sort of makes cubing not that interesting for me. And, you know, I say this with a really heavy heart because, again, cubing has been a really big part of my life, and I'm really happy that I've been able to grow this channel with all of you and have all of you guys as viewers, and I feel very appreciative of that. But at the same time, I need to acknowledge that sometimes people change their hobbies for one reason or another, and it's, you know, it's never an easy thing, especially in this case, because I feel like I'm letting a lot of you down by posting this. But I don't want to leave you guys in the dark in terms of where I am or what kind of videos I'm going to do. Another thing too is that I've just been really busy with grad school work and a lot of other hobbies that have sort of consumed my time, and I don't really have the time to devote to getting better at cubing, because I would love to, you know, set a new goal for cubing and get better at it, but currently with my priorities and the things that I feel more interested in, it's not on the plate. So there are a couple nuances to this. The first is I still really like cubing. I'm still really active in the community, so I check my Facebook group all the time. If people have questions, or if they write comments, or they create, you know, meme polls, I still contribute to those, and I think it's really fun, and I like to keep up to date with how cubing has evolved and is continuing to evolve. I think there's a lot of cool things that are happening now, including like the Red Bull championships and stuff like that, and I want to be a part of that, at least as an observer, if not as a participant. But again, in terms of personal gains and personal progress in cubing, it's just not currently there for me. So with that, there is one other thing that I sort of want your advice on and your input on, which is that I am still very interested in making YouTube videos, and I think I have the time to do it, but the question really is what kind of videos I should make. Personally, what I want to do is I want to do more vlog type things where I can upload more often, and just talk about things that are on my mind, and things that are going around or going on around the world, and just sort of have my input on things, and also to take you guys around like campus, for example, or different areas around Berkeley, and show you sort of the life that I have now, and also to hang out with my friends and stuff like that. So basically little snapshots of my life, and also let you in on some of the other hobbies that I have. But of course, I feel like because this channel is so cubing devoted, it would feel wrong to post those kinds of videos on this channel. And part of me wants to, because it is my channel, and ultimately I feel like I should be able to do what I want. But if I'm being respectful of you guys as the audience, I do feel like this channel should remain as a cubing channel. And when I do make cubing videos, which I do still plan on doing, by the way, they will go on this channel, in which case I will make a second channel for all my other vlog type shenanigans. So I guess in short, the question is, should I just use this channel, and should I be allowed to post whatever I want, even if it's not cubing related? Or do you think I should keep this channel only cubing related, and continue to post cubing videos, but move my daily stuff or daily life things to a second channel? So I guess that's the big question, and I'd be really interested to hear what you guys think. But overall, again, I'm not currently that interested or that invested in cubing. I still want to make cubing videos because I think there are some beginner and intermediate tutorials that I have always wanted to make, but I haven't been able to, and I sort of want to finish that up. But also, if there's any new cubes or any new puzzles that I think are really interesting to review, then I still want to do that. And I'm still continuing to cube, it's just that I'm not trying to improve, I guess. And I think because of the lacking social aspect for me, I'm not super interested in making cubing videos all the time. But the videos that I am interested in making are more vlog type videos, and again, I just wanted your input, and know if you think I should put those videos on this channel, if you'd be interested in that, or if I should actually make a separate channel for all those things. But with all that, sorry if I disappointed any of you. This was not an easy video to make. I've actually made this video 3 times now. But anyway, hope you guys understand, and I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say. Thanks, and toodles. Did not record.